Join me, King Price, and Maurice Hampton as a couple of Halloweeny Weeboos review High School of the Dead.
Halloweenies?
What?
We gotta keep that in.
Halloweenies?
I'm pretty sure I could have sworn you said Halloweenies.
I said Halloweebs.
Oh, okay,
Halloweeboos.
okay.
I ain't say no Halloweenies. Get your mind out the gutter. Your mind is as bad as the creators of this anime
I didn't see.
right now.
That's the thing. I didn't even think it was like a, I didn't think about dicks. I thought about actual hot dog weenies, like with
so
little
you trying to say
pumpkin
my
faces
mind
on
was
them.
bad. Okay. Shifting blame. That's okay, guys. What's up? It's me and Maurice, and we about to do the review that is of a game that I know I'm going to surprise you. And I know Maurice is just going to throw the hammer down. That's fine. But I feel like this anime is kind of polarizing within me. It's causing me internal strife. And that anime is
You know what that?
High School of the Dead.
You know what that internal strife is?
What is that?
That is your inner weeb compared to your common fucking sense.
No, and you say that. No. That is my common sense versus my I'm trying to find the good in the shit. I'm trying to find the kernels of corn within this big ass turd that I had to watch. Like, you know what? No, let's start the beginning, right? Maurice, would you like to tell the people what this anime is about?
I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis because the plot isn't too heavy. It's basically every zombie horror the apocalypse type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes it separate is that they base it with one high school people from Tokyo, and they add a bunch of anime tropes and stuff into it.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, when I first started watching it, I was on the same path. Like, this is actually pretty cool. I like the theme of it. I like the animation, the story. But then you realize how shitty it is.
Hold on, man. See, you're jumping there, man. Tell them what the story is about.
That was the story. I thought that was a good synopsis of the story.
Man, it's a little bit deeper than that. See, that's the thing. It's a little bit deeper than that, the way they go here. Because think about the the zombie fiction that we have on television right now, or the horror fiction that we have on television right now. Take your Walking Dead and like The Strain and shit like that. It has the drama of that in there. So you have these high school students who, like Maurice said, are in the middle of this zombie apocalypse, and sort of all around they have, it's kind of like a coming of age story. At least it would be if it fucking finished, but at least I feel like that's where we're trying to go with. It's kind of like about how these kids, deal with this zombie apocalypse. How, these once sane, going through normal life kids have to just like nut up, grow up, and realize they're becoming insane. Like they say it several times in the anime. We're mad. We're insane having to go around and kill people like this. This anime is a little bit deeper than you think it is. Like the story has some good moments.
I think you putting some sparkles on some shit. That's what I think.
No, okay, and I'm gonna get to the bad stuff. Don't even worry, because I'm gonna get to the shit. But there are some sparkles to be found. Like you dig a little bit. Like take some gloves on, dig a little bit in the shit, and there's some good moments here, right? Like take the moment where there's just like good human interaction moments that you see in like zombie fiction where you see people turn on each other. Like the person, like there's a part, and I think I reblogged this on Tumblr. Like, there's a picture set of these two girls running in the hallway from these zombies. Like, oh, we'll be friends forever. Don't worry, we'll help each other and shit like that. And one of the girls gets caught by a zombie, and she's like, "Help me, other friend." And other friend just looked at her like, "Bitch, get off me," and starts kicking her in the face and shit. Like,
bitch, you guessed it.
You's wrong.
She was definitely wrong.
And it's that quick turn of events, you know what I mean? Like there's some good key poignant moments here, and they're all circling around these characters, and the characters are, and I got a list right here. You have the character first, Komuro Takashi Komuro, who's pretty much our main character here, and this anime is sort of vibed as an action shonen. Let me see here, action horror harem. That last part we gonna definitely get to. I'm gonna just have the whole rant at the end. So just get the action horror harem. He's our harem main star. He's the guy that every girl wants to fuck, right? Then you have Rei Miyamoto, who is the main female lead. I guess you could say. I mean, she's one of the main female leads, right? And she's pretty much his childhood friend. They've had. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. She kind of they don't really have a main female in this because it kind of shifts between her and the purple haired girl mainly. But she definitely plays that childhood friend trope throughout the series. So,
well, I think there's a nice balance between her, the purple hair chick who's Bushijima, which we'll get to in a second, and Saya, who's like the mostly the intelligent like planner of the group, right? There's a nice little balance that that jumps around between those three of being the main like female leads, but mostly those two are just like the main like love interest, I guess you could say. And you have Rei as like we said, the love interest, and you have Saiko Bushijima, who is by far the most badass character in this show. By far, like she is my favorite. She's
Michonne from Walking Dead.
Yes, exactly what she is. That is a nail on the fucking head, because that's exactly what I saw. All with samurai sword and not talking that much. Like you said, she's a kendo expert, goes around wielding. She goes around fucks niggas up with a metal bakken, which people, you know what a bakken is, like a practice sword. So it's like usually it's wooden. She got this metal shit just going around just bopping niggas, and it's done. She is who's the samurai nigga from Lupin the Third? She is the Jigen. No, that's the gunman. She's the Daisuke. Fuck, I can't. Goemon. She's the Goemon of this shit right now. That is real. My Lupin fans get that. Anyway. Then you have Saya Takagi, who we said like is the other sort of female lead. She's the smart one. She starts off the show looking down on people, but you know she kind of gets a warm heart, you know, close to the middle and closer to the end and everything like that. She's kind of what keeps their head on straight in this whole thing. You have Kota Hirano, who's my second favorite. This nigga is the nigga that if this zombie apocalypse didn't happen, would be the nigga that would shoot up the school. That is who this nigga is right here.
He's a comic relief character too. He plays that trope. He plays the Kurobar trope a lot. The Kurobar, the Joey Willard, the character they have is second to the main character, but he's for comic relief.
He does, but he has his, unlike those characters, like I guess Kurobar has some good characters. I fucking hate Joey, but
man, hold on. We about to derail this whole thing because Joey is that dude. Another time.
About to go down fighting for Joey though. For Joey,
Genzo the Trapper, man. All right, that's coming. Right. That's coming.
I want to plant your flag there, but no, he has like better moments. I think he goes from like that comic relief character because that's there. Like I just finished watching the last episode. He had some great comic moments in there, and it was kind of fucking hilarious to me. But there are moments when he just seriously like a psychopath. That switch flips, and he's just like, "Yo, this gun." Blah. Just start out just spitting out data about this gun, and I know when to shoot. Oh no! The first moment that he's in here, he MacGyvers a gun out of a nail gun, some wood. He makes the handle shit that you put up against your chest to stop the recoil. Use a pencil as an eyesight. It's badass.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. Those are some pretty badass scenes, but at the same time, I was just like, I'm so glad this is set in Japan and all that. Like, if this was an American, he would have shot up everybody.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I said, man. If this zombie apocalypse didn't happen, because he's your usual chubby character, so you know he was made fun of. So he's really quiet, really timid, and it's only because of this, like they say many times during the show, it's only because of this that he, you know, the switch flips. And he gets to let loose, and he doesn't have to take shit anymore. Even though he still has his quiet and timid moments, there are moments where he just lets loose and just goes in on zombies in the most spectacular way. He's a good character. Then you have Shizuka Marikawa, who is the nurse at the high school that they're at, Fujima High School, and I hate this character so much.
Miss Animated.
Woo! Okay, I'm gonna say the rant for the end, but biggest, and I people, let me tell you how I review anime sometimes. If I know if it's a bad anime, I like to go in and give it 100%. Like I give every try to give a show like 100% grade, right? And as I go through, I take off 10 points, just 10 points for what I think is majorly wrong. And one of the things I took off 10 points was every time she moved, and it went away, but every time she moved in like the first 5 episodes, which is almost half of this series, almost half, there was a boing sound effect that would go around just every time she moved.
This is outside the jiggle.
This is outside the jiggle.
The anime jiggle boob physics is definitely here throughout the whole anime.
Oh my God, why? And okay, so, and this is something I'm gonna lead to after I finish listening characters. I think other than the little girl Alice, who's pretty much there to be the innocent little girl that, you know, the group has to take care of, and I'm gonna talk about why that's important later, is she and other adults in this anime are to the extreme, or to some sort of extreme. So you have her, who is an idiot bumbling fool to the extreme, right? She has maybe 1 or 2 good moments, but overall, she's more of a child than they are. You have Shido Sensei, who's like a villain to the extreme. Well, this nigga's throwing orgy parties. Gonna come back to that. Shido Sensei, who's pretty much evil to the extreme, right? Then you have Saya's parents, who are like, I guess, wise to the extreme. You have these major extremes to where they're supposed to like show a contrast and a compare between, you know, how these young people are compared to how the world is, I guess. I don't know. There's a contrast. And that's not necessary. That's honestly not necessary to me. You don't need to do that. Walking Dead doesn't do that. You know, they might have characters like the governor, but every so often there are other people that you meet, even villains, even the cannibals and shit like that. They're normal people. These guys are just either idiots to the extreme or evil to the extreme for no fucking reason. For no fucking reason. Just to have that extreme. And that to me is a weak point right there. I'm just hit that right. Just leave that flag right there. That's a weak point for me right there. What about you? What do you think about some of these characters?
If as far as characters and character development goes, I pretty much agree with you, and that's one of the main things that you know, this series did. Outside of it being complete weeb trash, they give you these characters who are interesting, and the plot is interesting, but they don't really develop these characters, and they're very tropey. They're very one dimensional. They're not really expanded much past what they are at the beginning of the series. And it's kind of unfair because it's only 12 episodes, but I've seen a lot of character progression in one episode, more so than 12 episodes of this.
Well, see, here's the thing about that, and this is based off of a manga, right? This isn't an original IP or anything. This is already based off of pre-existing manga that, like Hunter times Hunter times. Oh, that was awful. Like Hunter times Hunter has given the I'm on hiatus treatment as soon as I get. Hunter times Hunter is, and I'm just quick tangent because it does correlate to this, is that nigga at work that say when he on break, and he don't come back for break for a long ass time. You better go find his ass. Hunter times Hunter will come out of hiatus, and then the nigga be like, yeah, here's one chapter. Let me go back on hiatus. High School the Dead was the same way. I actually read this like a while back, long time ago. Read it and like, oh crap, no more chapters are coming out, right? And then one is like, it was a news story. It's like, oh, High School Dead come back, new chapters, going back on style, boom, boom. It came out with one chapter. Fucking haven't heard anything since. So when you talk about the character development here that you've seen here in comparison to other ones, this one I think more character, because there was character development, but they had to end it on a point, and they didn't even end it on a point where it was like a conclusive ending. They ended it going to the next arc that they would have in the manga. So the character development would have been building, but they just didn't have a chance to do that. And I kind of respect them for not, you know, putting a gecko ending on it. Some bullshit. We got to make up a ending because the manga's going on and we haven't, you know, we caught up. I kind of respected the fact they just kind of ended it right there, sell it out as overs, and, you know, get your returns that way, you know, rather than make up your own. I do respect that.
Well, just to add on to this, High School of the Dead is getting a season 2.
How? What? How? Wait, no, there is not that much. No,
yo,
no.
I swear to you, because like I'm telling you,
I gave him a compliment. What the?
Yeah. All right. You will have to do some research for me because when I first started this series, I thought it was cool, and I thought it was hella weebish. But I watched it with some friends, and they're like, "Dude, are you watching fucking hentai?" And I was like, "No, dude, just give it a chance. I know it sounds bad at first, but give it a chance. Watch it." They started watching it. They actually went on to finish it. I stopped midway, and we'll talk about that later. But he messaged me like a couple months after he watched it, and he was like, "Yo, season 2, they're planning to make a season 2, and it's definitely coming out. So I don't know when, but a season 2 is supposed to be coming out."
Man, I'm currently looking that up right now, trying to fact check that right now. High School of the Dead 2 release date. I'm not seeing anything conclusive. Like, I'm seeing a bunch of when is it, some High School Dead wiki. Like, I'm getting a lot of not facts, but I don't know if that's true or not. If it is true, then all that I just said will be put on hold because they might fuck this up royally. They might take everything, every little comment I gave them right there and just said, "Nah, nigga, here's the toilet paper. Wipe it off." But no, okay, where was I going? That threw me off. Damn it, Maurice. That threw me off. Okay, but no, okay, so we're talking about the characters, right? Characters, and I think they're cool. So, shit, I forgot what you really threw me off with that. You threw me for a cool curveball loop on that one. Let's talk a little bit more about the shit. I think the animation here is nice. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna just shift gears. This show has really good animations made by Madhouse Studios, right? And Madhouse does some really good stuff. But I think right here, since they knew that they had so much little to work with and they had pretty much a clear date, they knew where to put the budget. And I think most of the budget went into like zombie killing, because those zombie killing, like, they put hella shonen stuff into this. This definitely is an action series. So
no, that shit went to panty shots. Don't lie.
Yeah. They had an even budget because usually when you watch a series like this, you would notice that the panty shots would have better animation than the action and stuff does, or the stagnant scenes. I think all across the board, this had good animation. Now, you know, quote me if I'm wrong, because I watched some shows before going to bed, so I might have missed some spots where it's like this nigga hand looks undrawn or some shit. But for me, it looked like quality animation, right?
No, that's one of the biggest things that this anime did with not only the shonen style, and you know I'm a shonen fanatic, so if I see some action going on, I'm automatically drawn to it. But just the scenes, the way the characters move, it was really well animated, and like, whenever I see GIFs of things from High School of the Dead, I'll always reblog it because I like the way it looks. But as a series, it's some shit. Animation is great. So I'll give you an A on that, High School of the Dead.
Let's talk about why some shit. Because I've danced around enough, and I kind of lost where this train of thing was going, so I might as well just... Why the panty shots, man? Okay, look, let's start here. Okay, remember when I said the things had a poignant moment? Remember when I said that, Maurice? You remember that? I said shit. There was some poignant moments in this show, right? So here's the thing, right? Let's go with Bushijima and Komakuro. Whatever the fuck his name. I don't give a fuck what his name is right now. This is the angry part of the shit where I get mad. So we have Bushijima and Kushikoro in the daggone temple, right? They done had a hard night of zombie fighting, right? So they're in a moment where they are, you know, they got change clothes, they got Peter in the heat, and they gotta tell each other their backstories. It's time for exposition. And what do? We get Bushijima's story of exposition. This is after, I think, the whole scene. So you might have missed this. This is after where you stopped, right? So there's this scene where Bushijima and Komuro are sitting there and they're expositing about things before the zombie apocalypse. And one of those stories that she had is where she hesitated to fight before, and is like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she goes and explains that when she saw this little zombie kid, it was like, yo, am I doing this because I enjoy this? And she said, before the zombie apocalypse, I was going home one night. This dude stopped, to rape me. And I let him. I put my defenses down. Like, I put my defenses down so he can come in, get in for the rape, right? The rape party. And I beat his ass. Damn near broke his everything. And I loved it.
Wait,
I got off on it.
That was an actual plot to this Wait, hold up. She let him rape him.
No. Didn't let him get to the act of raping. Let me clear that. let him get close enough to try to initiate the rape. You know what I mean? Get all close and make it seem like an innocent.
He was being a creep, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pretend like I can't defend myself."
And then flip the script on him, and she's like, I literally said she got off on it. Like, she gets off on violence, and she said this happened before the zombie. He's like, nah, man, after the whole zombie thing happened, you know, we had to change up. We got to kill people now. You know, it happens to the best of us. She like, no, nigga. I get wet in my panties for killing. And then they fuck, and then, you know, and then there's this whole thing, and then there's this moment where they're fighting the next day, right? They're fighting the zombies the next day, and she's hesitating a little bit again. You know what this nigga does? This nigga comes behind her and grabs her left titty with the hardest of squeezes, talking about, I accept you for who you are, Bushijima. You are the best, Bushijima. You got the best booty in the land, Bushijima. And she's like, thank you, Komuro. And they begin to fight the zombies. And I'm like,
bro, I'm so glad I stopped where I stopped, because I would have been like full rage mode this whole review.
Okay, so here's the thing about that scene, though. Because that scene is a great example of where this anime goes right and where this anime goes wrong. That's a poignant scene right there. I mean, that's actually some stakes. That's actually some character development. That's some actual good development. I mean, it might be the creepiest, you know, character development I've ever heard in my life, but it is some character development of showing you pre-zombie, you know, giving out some feeling, giving some backstory of this woman that we saw that's so calm and we think is like Michonne, you know, when she's ready down for the action and we can depend on her. She has this dark side to her, right? And you want Komuro there to comfort her, you know what I mean, to give her, to say, I got your back, but you don't want to have him do it while he grabbing himself some full titty and like, who, that's like you watching the Mighty Ducks or something, and the end of the movie speech that the coach gives, he giving it while he grabbing the little boys on the butt. Like, come on now. What the fuck is that? That loses everything.
I'm going to just, I want to rewind it back before that moment, but I'm going to say that I don't even think that's good character development.
Really?
In the like, I like the sense that they made her a sadist. That's cool. But the whole using rape and sexual assault to like, tell her dark past.
But that's a real thing, though. I will allow that.
And no, it is. It's definitely a real thing that happens, but I feel like it's an overused trope in all storytelling, not just anime, but in general.
I'll let you have that, because, I mean, that's true. It is used a lot, but, I mean, it is a thing that happens, and I don't know. It's okay. I feel like it's okay to beat things over the head if people don't seem to get the point.
True.
And I don't
think stop raping people.
Exactly.
Like, it's not that hard.
Exactly.
It's really not
honestly, that hard. And I will rewind it back. While I do still believe what I just said, I think that'll set some wrong messages to Weaboo niggas out there, because they see a scene like that. Ooh, she let his guard down. She let her guard down. Maybe other girls will do that. You know what I mean? It sets a bad precedent, but it also, it's good character development. So I don't.
This anime set a bad precedent in general,
all like over the place. Now I said one. Go ahead, get your rant off. We just gonna go back and forth. We can go back and forth. Get one.
Run it all the way back. The shower scene was the first clue, and I looked at the shower scene. I was like, you know what? A majority of anime that I've watched have shower scenes. Excuse it. So we gonna let that go. That shower scene was definitely a little more detailed. Like they show titties and stuff. Yeah, they don't really show that as much in other ones. But I let that go. The scene I'm talking about is when they go to rescue. I think it's when they go to rescue the girl, or right after they've rescued the girl. It's episode 6 or 7, around there. And someone has a sniper rifle attached to their chest, and they've been knocked down for some reason. The main character gets on top of her, resting his head on her titty, with a sniper rifle held on to where every time he shoots the sniper rifle, it jiggles her titties. You can see it.
Get back close to the mic, because you backed away, because I'm pretty sure you're showing diagrams.
Yeah, oh yeah, I am showing diagrams. I'm getting all into this. He's aiming the sniper rifle to where every time he shoots the sniper rifle, it ripples her titties, and this would probably hurt because this is a high powered sniper rifle for one. So I don't know why this nigga just didn't take the sniper rifle off of her. But whatever. We'll say that in time he couldn't do that. So I'm watching, I'm like, man, this is some Weaboo shit. Then he starts shooting a sniper rifle, and it does slow motion pans of the bullet going in between panty shots as the other chick with the samurai sword is chopping niggas up, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then after that, she's doing all her acrobatic shit, and she does this thing where she like does the Matrix, and he shoots a sniper rifle. Her titties move to the point where one titty goes by, the bullet passes by, and the other titty flops down in time enough for the bullet to go by both titties. Enough for you to see both titties in motion, but not hit one of them.
I want you to understand that I watched that scene at least 2 times, and I noticed how fucked up that scene is because the bullet teleports. The bullet teleports because before the titty can finish moving, like before the titty, because it clearly showed that the bullet, because the animators were on point right there, but then they just said skip a frame because the bullet was where it would hit the second titty, and then one frame goes and the bullet is past the titty. Where the titty ain't even hit, it just Naruto teleported past the titty and just hit a zombie in the head. That scene,
it was so fucking horrible, and like I can't even. Do you know how fucking fast her titties would have to be flopping?
There's an equation.
God damn, man, that shit is stupid. That shit is stupid, and it's not only that one scene. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. But before that, there's constant scenes of and they'll be talking about plot and stuff, and they'll just pan over to some titties jiggling,
or some panty shots.
Pan over to some panty shots.
There's a part in the beginning where Ray is in danger. She's I think she stabbed a zombie, but it was, I guess it was too fucking strong or whatever, and it's just fucking lifted her up and everything, and it had her. And instead of going to her face where the danger was, where you could see the fear on her face, it went to her panties. It went down. Like you wanted to see the fear in the pussy or something. You can't do what? What? Whose creative decisions is that? Every chance they get, they will get a panty shot in.
And it's like, it gets to the point where these are one of those animes where you want people to watch it, but you can't recommend this to someone. You can't recommend this to non-anime fans, at least.
You really, you definitely cannot. This is one of those that make us look bad. Like, this is that shit for real that makes us look like weeboo trash. I don't understand, like, cause like I said, the story here, I like the story. Like, there are moments, like, if you can somehow get past all those weeboo trash moments, and I know they're very hard to get past too, so you have to have still resolve to just go, why am I watching this shit? And literally, the only reason why we watch this because, Halloween. But, honestly, there are story moments here that are very good, very nice, and I do like what they're going for. And I would ask that if somebody were to watch this, to take away what they would have done if you erase all the the titty shots and the panty shots and the moments that, could have been great if they didn't decide to go a whole 180 perverted, you know what I mean? Like, if this wasn't so much a harem than it was an action horror, I want to see more of this. I want this to continue, to be honest.
And see, I don't even really have a problem with it being a harem because that's a whole genre in itself. But the problem is that not only, and fan service exists in anime, like that's something that you're gonna have to accept watching anime. But to this level, it's completely different. It at least other Kill la Kill, for instance, there's hella fan service in Kill la Kill, but they not only did they cut out the fan service and make it to not to where it's always objectifying women, but it's everyone kind of gets objectified and put in their own weird situations. But it's tied to the story of Kill la Kill in some sense. And in other animes like Prison School, which is just almost probably even worse.
Probably worse.
But the point of it is to make fun of the idea of this. Like, it's all based in comedy. This has no purpose whatsoever other than them assuming that the people watching this show cannot go 5 seconds without seeing titties jiggle.
This is literally made for people that want body pillows.
Yeah, you're right.
When your whole opening is pretty much a porno pinup, like it's like a fucking calendar shoot. Like, you may have some cool scenes in the opening, of, hey, we're killing zombies, bow bow. No, it is fucking pin up here, pin up there, pin up here. And I've looked at the main covers. I'm pretty sure the male leads aren't on any of the main covers. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is all the women in various lewd poses.
You're right. I don't think I've seen. I think if they are in it, they're definitely not the main focus. The main focus is that there's hot chicks covered in some blood with samurai swords killing zombies.
Yep. This is so fucking bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like now that all the good stuff that I had to say go, it's like now I'm you, and it's like this is shitty. This is shit. It makes me feel bad. Like I feel bad that I defended it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm going to go take a shower after this.
Trust me, I felt the same. I was recommending to people like, man, this is interesting. Like it's cool. It's interesting. Just give it a chance. Past the Weeaboo shit. Once it got to that point, that breaking point, I was just like, bro, what the fuck did I do?
You didn't see it, Maurice. You didn't see the orgy bus. There's an and did we mention these are high school students, right?
Yeah, these are high school students. Type shit.
This nigga Shido had the teacher the bad teacher, you know, he has a high school bus, orgy bus of high school students having sex with each other and panning shot with boobs all out and shit like that. What is wrong?
That also brings up another thing. Well, that kind of gets into the political side of Japan, but pedophilia and incest, those are issues that I definitely see throughout anime, and not just anime either, but parts of the Japanese culture. So
really, because I've actually looked up, because I think I looked it up after the whole Sword Art Online season 1 part 2 review that we did. We did the whole season 1, but I like season 1 part 1, and season 1 part 2 made me mad, mostly because the little incestuous relationship between Kirito and his cousin. I was like, yo, it's weird. It's stupid. Does Japan allow this shit? And I looked it up. I was like, nah, Japan doesn't allow incest. This shit ain't culturally sound. This shit ain't cool.
Okay, I won't go too much into incest because I don't know any specific cases of it. But as far as like pedophilia and when it comes to child porn and stuff like that, it's technically illegal, but they can still do things, or at least the last time I looked at it, the laws might have changed.
It's not as harsh as like say in America.
Yeah, it's definitely not as harsh. And on top of that, they can still, like, underage girls, 12, 14-year-old girls, can still model for, like, panty shoots and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Graver?
And and they'll sell them, like, clearly underage girls posing in erotic positions, and they sell them as magazines and people buy them.
Oh, yeah. I've seen all that shit. I mean, for research
hold the fuck up.
purposes, of course, Maurice. Now, let me talk about the music of this anime, man. This music anime is actually... It helps. It actually does build. I'm actually really am talking about the music in this, because it actually does. It's actually really good music. Like there's like a nice little guitar riff. Like it's very atmospheric. It's very atmospheric music. Like it helps make the darker scenes darker. You know what I mean? There's some good. There's, like I said, the soundtrack does deserve some praise, because it actually does make it it makes it feel more like a horror manga. But other than that, I don't know, man. You want to get into some final thoughts?
I think I pretty much restated the final thoughts from the beginning of the video. Like, the animation is great. The sound is great. I didn't talk about that earlier. It does put you in the mood, and it really has this really good theme of it. But where they go wrong is the constant weebness, the very one-dimensional characters, and the constant tropes. Panty shots need to stop. That shit. I don't even know why people get off on that.
I don't either. Really doesn't make fucking sense. Said the guy who just admitted to looking at graver models. Anyway, what's your rating, man?
My rating is, what's our lowest?
Fuck it.
Weeb trash. Fuck it.
Ooh.
Fuck it / weeb trash.
Weeb trash might be the new lowest. That would make it a 5-point scale. Weeb trash. Strictly for animes.
Strictly for animes, this is weeb trash at its fullest. And it's weeb trash that you could probably make some good GIF subs and get some good screen caps of for hentai blogs.
Actually, yeah, I think that's a thing that happens.
Oh, it does.
It's gotta be. It's no way it's not. I agree with everything Maurice said, and it's honestly, if I didn't know the creators of this, which actually let me look up their name right now, because I ain't look it up. I don't think Daisuke Sato and Shoji Saito. Fujimi Shobo is the publisher. No, the person. And I would want to say, I think a director for the anime is Tatsuro Araki. I wonder if he is the same one that does Triage. He did Death Note. I don't know if he did Triage. I don't think he did Triage. So I want to say, I wish that I could say that the creators of this will learn better. Now, I would like to say for them, like, to, you know, good intentions, bad execution, except I have seen Triage X and they ain't learned a damn thing. Cause that's...
Let me just let me just say that the community is a main problem of that. This is one of the things I know the Miyazaki films. The dude, I forget his first name.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't forget. I lied. He talks a lot of shit about anime. I don't know if you guys know this, but he does. He's like the otaku, which is the weebs in Japan, because people don't look up to otakus. American otakus, you're a weeb. That's all I'm saying. He doesn't like the community because of their interest. Their interest in anime, and the developers are making shows and things like that to reflect that audience. They're trying to appease the audience with fan service, and it's gotten out of hand. And that's one of the reasons why he think anime shouldn't have been a thing. He doesn't even consider his films anime. He considers them,
films.
Films. So that's important to note, and it definitely gives you context to the community of the people who watch anime and the developers. A little bit of behind the scenes for the developers and what they do. So
all that great point to make. Because you're right. I mean, this is our fault. Japan's fault. Actually, Japan's fault. They don't really look at us. Honestly, they don't give a fuck about America. But
well, I don't know, because our audience is getting kind of like the fan outcry for High School of the Dead really blew up once it hit America.
I don't think they care about American audiences, man.
And they might not. They might not care about us at all. I mean, in certain animes, I see them trying to appeal.
And you want to know how I know they don't care about us? Because we don't get tapped for like downloading anime. You don't really hear about people getting tapped for illegal downloading anime, and that's because we don't reach enough of an audience for them to actually make a difference over there. They don't care about us over here. Because if you hear about in Japan all the time, somebody uploaded One Piece, then with Jeff 3 years. It's like,
but see, that's another thing too. America is one, we're a lot more lax on most laws. Actually,
are we? Because I think we're starting to get a little stricter.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have. Like, they're trying to control the internet at this point with more than just pirating, but in general. But as far as compared to Japan, I know that they have a lot more strict laws on most things, actually. Yeah. Most things that aren't being drunk in public. So
true. But go ahead.
The whole point that I was going to say is that we as a community should not entertain this nonsense, to be honest. Like, if you really want to watch some hentai type shit, just support the hentai industry.
Yeah, there are so many things that you can watch. Bible Black. Go watch what's the shit where the bitch is a ninja going around fucking people? Shit, go. Why you all quiet?
I mean, nigga, you know way more hentai than I do. I can name Bible Black and like Queensblade, which is anime that is basically hentai.
Chris knows more than I do anyway. No, that nigga actually watched that hentai series because he said the plot's good.
Yo, I knew you was gonna hit you with that excuse, but the plot was good.
But no, let me get so my rating for this honestly is a fuck it. Despite all the good things I said, it's all that is just immediately overwritten by the moments that are ruined because of the shots that they decided to take. I mean, there are good things about this, people. Don't get me wrong, but I can't in good conscience recommend this. I can't in good conscience say that I watched this. Only reason we putting this out is because it's Halloween. Like, if it wasn't that, I would go take a shower and just bury my thoughts deep down inside and repress the memories. So that's all I got, man.
I will say the last thing because I keep adding more shit because this shit it fucks with me, man. It fucks with me.
I was laying awake at night.
Man, like, I watched this a while ago, and I didn't rewatch it for this review, and mainly because the plot and the story and the characters are engraved in me. Like, I know what happened. I know how bad it is. I know my points from last year. And that's the worst thing about it. Please, do not watch this show, and if you do, don't recommend it to anybody.
Please don't recommend it to anybody. But that's enough of that. You have our thoughts. Enjoy this review. Take it with you. Take from it what you must, but also hit us with that follow. Because you know you on SoundCloud when you listen to this. So if you're not on SoundCloud, maybe you're on Tumblr. Hey, follow Timewasters on Tumblr. But also, Maurice, where can they find you, man?
Tumblr. Warfare King Mo.
That's a good name. Short and poignant. You can also find me, Captain Black, or you know how you spell it, Captain BLAC, And that's it, man. Follow us on Timewasterz on Facebook. We're on iTunes. We got an email you can send stuff to. Recommend some anime for us to watch. Recommend Weeboo trash that you like and want to see us tortured through. Go ahead and do that at timewasterz07@gmail.com. That is TIMEWASTERZ07@gmail.com. Maurice, I don't think they heard me. Go ahead and spell it out for them.
All that shit with a Z at the end.
At gmail.com.
I can't read.
That's it from us here, man. I'm done, Maurice. I gotta go take a shower.
I gotta go take a shit.